Is AI the next tech bubble? Are we living in a simulation?
Feels like it.
Is this the internet 2.0? What's going on? What's gonna happen, man? What do you think, man? AI, generative AI, like Google.
Like, I get excited by it. I remember like last year I was like, oh my God, crypto. But now it feels like everything's AI. Everyone is AI. Every company that's NVIDIA, Google, Microsoft, next week is Apple. I'm pretty sure they're gonna sprinkle a little bit of AI just because you see it, as soon as a company, went from being crypto to now they're being AI, and they don't even mention crypto anymore. Crypto's kind of like, your ex-girlfriend. You don't mention that at all. And AI is the new, like the new car, the new tech that everybody wants. And yeah, like NVIDIA shot it. I think for a moment, they became $1 trillion company, so, and the difference is AI, crypto or all the Bitcoin people wish what AI is doing right now, wish it made an impact like that. Crypto didn't have like that real life use. There are situations, but AI, you could use it, every day.
So is it a bubble? Yes or no?
Well, of course, just like, when we think back, like what in the what is it called? The .com, everybody had .com. Pets.com is the most famous one that everyone talked about. But of course there was Amazons, there was Googles, there was other companies that came from that, Apple, that were actually building and doing stuff that actually are going to make an impact and stick around. But of course, that's one thing that's really tricky when you're in the middle of the bubble, which I do believe we are in a bubble because everyone's AI, everything's AI. Even just like I use Slack. Slack's going to come out with an AI. It's called Einstein AI, Einstein GPT. So yeah, it is a bubble because everybody's rushing to it. And only the ones that are actually tangible, only the ones that actually are going to be used every day is the one that's going to survive, which I'm excited for because this is something that is going to change the world, So if you're like, investing, looking at companies, it's so important to look at the ones that are actually doing real use with AI.
Yeah, because there's a lot of companies that are just throwing it out there, kind of like what you said with crypto.
Well, remember when ChatGPT came out? How many of those ChatGPT lookalike apps were on the App Store that became billion-dollar companies? And as soon as ChatGPT released their own, app, all those, crashed. So yeah, even if imagine you worked for that company. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah. It's like with anything, when something new comes out,
it's exciting.
Everyone wants to be part of it. They want it to be part of their team, everything, And with AI, like there is going to be a bubble, of course, because there's always going to be a lot of fakes. There's going to be a lot of people that are just going to ride the wave, mm-hmm. and that wave eventually has to fall down, and only the strongest survive, right? Not all of them are going to survive. And obviously you're going to have the NVIDIAs, the Apples, the Googles. They're going to survive and they're going to adapt and you're going to use it. I just can't wait till Siri becomes, AI, and because it's so outdated, Siri. It's like, come on, Siri, get with the program.
That's the only thing that I am so bummed, but Apple's keynote is next week. So they should, Siri's an embarrassment, I wish I could replace it with ChatGPT and it'll make it a lot better. There are ways of doing that, but it's not integrated easily. But yeah, Apple needs to come out, which I think they should. They will, but Apple is always the last one to the race because they want to make sure it's 100% perfect. Google had bugs when they released their bar. ChatGPT has bugs, So Apple is always the one that thinks about it, make sure it works for all their ecosystem, make sure it works for the laptop, the iPad, the Apple Watch. So
everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And there's a couple of concerns why people think, besides it being a hype, a bubble, but a couple of things that obviously before AI is adopted fully by, society, by governments, by everything. The first one is probably going to be the legal and intellectual property issues, which simply means if you go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, you guys see the AI made music, oh, look, Drake sang a new song. He did a cover of, the Nirvana, or Kurt Cobain, who obviously is not alive anymore, sang a song by Michael Jackson or whatever, which is all made by AI, and it sounds pretty legit. Or Kanye West, right? He's the one that...
It sounds 100% legit.
He's sang so many songs that obviously are not his songs, that a lot of artists, I think Ice Cube is anyone that makes something about me that's AI, I'm going to sue you through the to the moon. You know, like he's so
Yeah.
pissed about it because obviously they're gonna lose money from it because these people
Yeah.
are gonna make money from their voices.
Yeah.
So there's an issue, legal issues there surrounding that.
Even I think it was, I forgot which one it was. There's another company besides Midjourney that also is like creating photos, realistic photos with just you typing a prompt, and some person pulled out like at least 6 or 7 different photos that were literally copied from someone else's that looked like 100% legit. So yeah, because these large language models, they're learning from real data, from real artists, from real things, and then making it their own. But yeah, there's a lot of copycats. And also with Photoshop, you've seen it, all the ones that have been going around. Like a lot of people are, even that I work with photographers, they used to put watermarks in their photos thinking like, if as long as I have a watermark, I'm good because no one's able to take it out. Now with this new Photoshop AI, it can take off watermarks. So yeah, there's a lot of legals and intellectual property issues surrounding it, which that's why Sam, the guy from OpenAI, went to Congress the other day.
Yeah, and then I know there was a couple of things happened with within the government, how like the fake president of Ukraine did meetings with like people in government in our country, in the U.S. So even stuff like that. Imagine out of nowhere, we have breaking news: President Biden is gonna do an announcement.
Will. The campaigns are gonna start. You know how people are gonna start doing that?
Yeah, they're gonna be like bad or good stuff, mostly bad. So definitely ethics, legal issues,
Did you see
regulation.
There was one where there was like an explosion, and it trended all over social media that it dropped the stock market for a bit.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
see that.
It was a photo, and I think it was Twitter that had to take it down or put like the community notes that saying this is fake AI. And actually, ever since that, now whenever a photo is uploaded that is AI, which I don't know how they're gonna do, but they're gonna tag it. This is AI because of that. It tanked the stock market for a bit because people actually thought like, oh shit,
World War III.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things. It's the same thing with the internet, with any new technology. There's going to be issues that it's in concerns.
You remember LimeWire?
Oh my God. I forgot about
Frostbite.
that.
You
All
know,
those guys.
Yeah.
All those websites. But yeah, definitely with AI, it's gonna change the world. But there's definitely some hurdles it has to overcome before it conquers the world. It already is conquering the world, but the bubbles in some cases are good because it needs to shake it up. I mean, obviously it has to be more regulated. Some certain things.
Yeah. Well, the beautiful thing is when the bubble pops, pay attention to those companies that are actually still working. Like crypto is kind of like crypto winter, whatever let's call it, but there's still some companies that are still doing stuff in the crypto world. So pay attention to those companies when eventually this bubble is going to pop. Who knows when? It might last another year. Who knows? But when it does pop, pay attention to those companies because you can invest heavily. Imagine if you invested into Amazon, into Apple, into all these companies that were nobodies. They dropped like 80%, but now they're like $1 trillion companies.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be super fun and exciting to see that happen. But you know what? With AI, if you're watching this and you're like, "What is AI? What is generative AI? What are you guys even talking about?"
There are people that still don't know.
Of course, yeah. We were talking to some young people last night.
Yeah.
Young people.
I thought they would because they're in college.
Yeah, Gen Z. And they still don't use it.
I've never heard of it. I was like, what?
You got to use it for your homework.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's one way legal and ethical. A lot of, even in the opposite, because they know they talk a lot about students using it for essays, tests, but teachers are getting caught actually doing their whole program or their whole lectures based on AI because they accidentally, when they copy and paste, they leave like, how sometimes AI leaves like, now this is the introduction and now this is this. And teachers are getting caught, using AI to do their curriculum.
Hey, I use AI, write
all the
emails, text messages.
It texts my girlfriend. I don't even
text
text
everything. I'm not a human no more.
Yeah.
But no, I think with AI, it's exciting. It's cool what's coming for AI.
Yeah.
Bubbles are not always a bad thing. It's a good thing because it takes out the bad and it leaves the good only.
It's bad in the sense that it does affect the economy.
Of course.
It does, but
certain jobs and stuff.
It's part of the market.
Yeah, it needs to happen. It's a healthy part of the economy. Now, if you don't use AI, use it. There's 2 options. There's ChatGPT or there's Bard, which is through Google. I personally been using Bard more now, but I also like the app from ChatGPT. It's very useful. But comment down below if you're using AI. If you know what do you think? When do you think the AI bubble is gonna pop, or if it's not gonna pop? Are we living in a simulation?
Do you think there's going to be a new company, or is it just going to be Google, Microsoft, and Apple that are going to be the big AI companies?
Yeah, let us know in the comment section below. Be sure to like, subscribe. Your support means a lot, so we can continue producing this content for all you guys and covering important topics like the AI bubble.